Einal, do you know what the best feeling in the world is?
Oh, is it, when you finally beat a boss after messing up loads of times?
I mean, that's a good one.
Or actually, when you unlock a new skin in a game without having to buy it.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, actually, what about when you blue shell someone last second and then you win the race?
I mean, they are all good options.
Well, it's not one of them.
It's not one of them. They're good options, but I think it's when you've got your new game loaded up, you are ready to go, you're getting locked in, but you've got a chocolatey friend.
Hey, now we're talking,
Absolutely.
bro.
They are there, ready to give you a little power up, a little energy boost before you get going.
Especially if it's a lovely milk chocolate slab between two crisp biscuits.
You know the one, Einal. It makes the world's most satisfying snap when you bite into it. It's got to be a pickup bar.
Pick up. Oh, yeah. Oh, are you going for the OG pickup? You know, the one with the blue box?
Yeah, this blue box.
That blue box?
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, I'm also dabbling with the salted caramel as well.
Okay.
There are loads of different flavors out there. Whichever one you go for, there is no better snack for when you're getting ready to get into a big gameplay session, about to pick up your controller and get into it.
Yeah, and they're super easy to eat as well. No chocolatey fingers over the controllers. Nuh-uh. And that's thanks to the two crisp biscuits hugging the chocolatey slab.
Nobody wants chocolate marks on their controllers, do they? Absolutely not. You can find out more by just searching for Pickup on your phone.
Pick up and go.
Hello, this is Press X to continue. This is the podcast for all of your gaming chat, your news, your reviews. It doesn't matter one bit. If you're a casual gamer or if you've never stepped away from your console or PC, or even maybe you don't even play, but you love someone who does play, we have got all of you covered. This is the reincarnation of the podcast, a brand new series, and now on more podcast platforms than ever before. So don't forget to subscribe and review on Apple and Spotify, everywhere else where you get your podcasts as well. We will be there. I'm Steffan, and I'm joined once again by the actor, comedian, and energy giver I described you as on week one, and you liked that, so maybe I'll stick with it.
Giver. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I love it. Yes, no, good to be back. Thanks for you for having me, and thank you to everybody that's been joining the Discord and stuff. We need to settle what we're calling the peeps. Press X's or Exy Beasts.
Yeah, that is. We'll get the.
Sorry.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I want royalties for that.
Yeah, so let's welcome back.
That's
We've got comedian and regular Press X crew member Glenn Moores here, who coined Exy Beasts last week. You won 12%, do you, Glenn?
15 if possible, but thank you very much for having me. It's lovely to be here.
And regular listeners of Press X will know that we have a new tradition of launching every single episode of Press X with an unpopular opinion. And so this week we're throwing the spotlight immediately on our next guest for their unpopular opinions. We've got the presenter, streamer, gamer, and I suppose former Exy Beast Elz. Elz the Witch is here.
Hello, thanks for having me back. I'm really excited. I feel like you've put me in the hot seat though.
Yeah, so maybe before we give you your unpopular opinion, do you like Exy Beasts or would you prefer Press X's?
No, it's got to be Exy Beast.
The Exy Beasts.
It made me laugh, and I'm a tough crowd. So
yeah, I mean, I'm glad you said. I'm glad we can. I think we know each other well enough, Els. You know, on this podcast that you've cracked a good gag when you get Els to smirk.
Yeah.
And so the
but
fact
Els, if you was out in public and you wanted to refer to the community, would you say that or would you say Press X's?
I say the Exy Beast. Like,
Yes.
well, it's gaining traction. Let us know what you think. Do you want to be an Exy Beast? Then Press X Pod.
Are you an Exy Beast?
Are you an Exy Beast? I like to think I'm an Exy Beast, but I don't want to put words in other people's mouths. Find us on social media. It's slightly different on every one, so it's important I get this right. It's Press X Podcast for Instagram, Press X Podcast for Instagram, and Press X Pod for TikTok. So yeah, find us there and on Blue Sky as well. So Els, without further ado, your unpopular gaming opinion, please.
Right. I don't think it would be me if I didn't come on here and talk about Final Fantasy VII.
I know, we've been on for 3 minutes. We've been on for 3 minutes and she's already talking about Final Fantasy.
I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but it might be quite a risky opinion. As an avid lover of Final Fantasy VII Original, having played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth this year...
Is she going to say it?
I think it's a better game.
What?
It's crazy.
Hold on. Rewind.
Let me land.
Rewind.
Yeah,
Let me land.
we need some explanation.
Obviously, the OG is iconic. It was groundbreaking. It holds so many fond memories, especially the music, to be honest, and the storyline. But as an experience, I don't think I've experienced what I had with Rebirth. It's just a phenomenal game, and I don't want it to sound like I'm being biased, but it's so good. It's just such a good game. So my unpopular opinion is going to be that I think as a game I prefer it to the original.
Do you think if you'd never played the original, you'd be in love with Remake and Rebirth?
Yes, I would be in love with Rebirth. I think Remake was a good concept. It's a great initial sort of, here you go, we've remade the original game type thing. But Rebirth is, as a game, it's just groundbreaking. It's so good.
And just to put into context for people who aren't aware of El's work and don't follow you on social and stuff, you love Final Fantasy so much that I think you've had tattoos of some of the characters on you,
yes,
right?
I've got 4 tattoos now. Got them all this year. So on my left arm, which you won't be able to see if you're watching, I've got a jumper on, so you can't. I've got Cloud and Tifa, and then on my other arm, I've got Sephiroth and Aerith.
So, this is in fact, I can remember, Els, we actually interviewed you. This has just come back to me after you'd first played the re-versions of Final Fantasy. This is when
the
would
remake.
That have been?
It was LA E3 2019, and you actually managed to get me into the demo. And I went home and cried afterwards because I was so happy. So thanks for that.
Thank you very much.
You know what else?
Still waiting for my present in the post.
First time we've ever agreed on anything.
Oh, we were agreeing.
We agree.
I know.
We agree.
This is a
Rebirth
first.
is amazing.
I'm gonna disagree on this. I've got it's nothing against Rebirth, but I played original Final Fantasy VII for the first time this year, and also Rebirth this year, and I think I prefer it. And I'm a big fan. Not not necessarily the biggest fan as you, or of Steffan. I know Steffan, you've got a tattoo of Barrett on your neck, but it's great. But I just feel like the original values your time a bit more. Rebirth is like trying to pad for time for quite a lot of it, but Queen's Blood is the best minigame of the year.
It's so good.
It is
I want
so
them to
good.
release it as an actual game.
Yeah, I just want to play an endless mode of Queen's Blood.
Yeah, 100%. That was my only... Like, there was a few parts which I didn't like the Kate Sif minigame, like where you go off and you're Kate Sif. I hated it. It was
With
so hard.
throwing the boxes into doesn't value your time.
It was so annoying. But the Queen's Blood, I was upset because I feel like it could have been drawn out for a lot longer, Queen's Blood.
Well, there we are. That is today's team, all logged in and ready. What do you think of El's unpopular opinion? And let us know. There is, of course, a Discord that you can get involved in and get chatting. There's a lovely community I know already in there, isn't there? Chatting about stuff and sharing their opinions on the episodes and just throwing random stuff out there. I asked for suggestions for, because I don't want to bang on about the fact that I have limited time to play now compared to the old days when I didn't have children. But people have been sending me suggestions of games I can play that don't take 5 million years out of your life to play. And so loads of people being really super helpful in there. So get involved in the Discord. You can find it all on our social media, and we love to hear from you. Come and meet the team and all that good stuff. It's all in there. We would love to hear from you in there as well. Before we get into, we're talking about Christmas because obviously it's nearly Christmas now. So we're talking about Christmas, and just for people seeing this on social, we deliberately didn't put the Christmas stuff up, right? Okay, because we're cooler than that, and it's got nothing to do with the fact that we recorded this earlier in the month and we weren't prepped for it. Okay, it's nothing to do with that at all. Right, but before we do that, we are going to have a bit of an update on GTA 6. Here is the latest news on GTA 6, thanks to our GTA 6 news jingle, which sounds a little bit like this.
The Press X to continue GTA 6 update.
No news, nothing.
That was the Press X to continue GTA 6 update.
The news is Elz is in the game as a radio presenter on one of the radio stations.
NDAs,
that's my
Elz.
goal. I just want to do that. Like, it's my dream.
So you want to be Laszlo?
What, is he the one that hacked all the computers and stuff? No,
Laszlo's like the radio DJ.
The radio
for
DJ.
GTAs. Yeah. He's like one of the. He's always a DJ.
I think he's the only one that comes back on all of them.
Yeah.
Laszlo is so funny, so inappropriate, and such.
Is
a
he the one that was on?
presenter.
On San Andreas, and they have the country radio station. And they just talk like the most random stuff.
So wait, have you just dropped an actual news bit at us there, Els?
I'm manifesting it.
Okay.
That will happen to me.
Els is manifesting. If not GTA 6, maybe GTA 7.
Maybe. Well, that I don't know when that will be at this rate.
Yeah, actually,
it'll be like 30 years time.
Yeah, we might all be. None of us might be here by then.
I don't think we'll make it.
Oh my god, this is how long the wait has been for GTA 6. I worked this out the other day. You know when San Andreas came out, obviously it's set in like the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
If GTA 6 wanted to be set in the past with the same distance of time, it would be set after GTA 5. That's how long it's been.
Oh my God.
Wait, I'm just trying to figure that out in my head.
So basically, San Andreas was set more recently to when it came out than if they made a GTA 6 about, 2014, basically.
I think I've got it, and that's the good.
It's been a long time.
Good work, It's been a long time, and we're very excited for it. And when there is news, we will have it for you here on Press X to continue. Right, so Christmas obviously looks different for everybody, okay? Whatever your type of Christmas is, I hope that there is something in our next few minutes that will help you on your Christmas journey. Because sometimes gaming at Christmas, whether you're on your own or you're with family, you're with mates or whatever you are, can be a bit stressful because you feel like it's the best time to be playing games, and then the pressure ramps up, and then sometimes it never quite matches your expectations. So we're going to do our best to try and help you, okay? Whether that's for games ideas to play with family and friends around a TV or to play on your own, whatever, we're going to help you. And so we've got the Press X guide to surviving Christmas is basically what we're doing. And there's going to be some Christmassy jingly music underneath. It's going to all be very lovely. So let's start off then with our favourite sort of either family friendly or like group video games then that we should be playing at Christmas. You know the drill. Everybody's gathered around a telly and nobody can decide what to play, and you're in charge. What are the best games all the family can play? I'll start with you, Glenn, because you're trying to play 104 games this year. So you've
104. I'm trying to complete 104. Basically, what happened was in 2020, I completed 100 games, and then every year I've added one on for each year. So I did 101, 2021, and so on. So I finished 98 so far this year. So I've only got to do 6 more for the rest of the year, but it's getting down to it.
Do you have to sorry to cut you off. Do you have to strategically pick games that are short in order to
I'm just trying to pick which ones have come out. So like Rebirth, for instance, took me a hell of a long time.
Yeah.
But a lot of these are like games on the Switch or Apple Arcade or Netflix, which actually only take, I don't know, plenty of them. I'd say about a quarter of them only took about an hour and a half.
Okay.
So, but it's just other ones like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. You go, that's 80 hours of my life, I would say a good group one, even though only 2 people can play it at a time, would be It Takes Two, and you switch people out. Because it's got such a Christmassy vibe. It's such a Pixar-esque sort of film. There is a snow level, which always counts as Christmassy. But it's just such a relentlessly, even though it is about a middle-aged couple's divorce, it is such a relentlessly positive and cheerful and fun game that is very easy, I think, for all ages. You just need to understand the basics of platforming and puzzle solving.
So, Glenn, for people who've never played It Takes Two, so it's a 2-player cooperative game. It's a 2-player cooperative game. It's like 3D puzzles, basically, right? But you're playing at the same time.
But the idea is it's split screen. Now, you can play it remotely with someone on the other side of the world, but it does work with split screen, and you can only play it with one other person. The game is unplayable on its if you just play it on your own. One of you plays the husband, one of you plays the wife, and all the challenges will involve working together as a team. You're shrunk down, basically, is the premise of the game. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You are shrunk down to sort of toy size, and you're having to make your way through your family home, through the garden and stuff like that, and there's all these oversized threats. But a mission will involve one of you has access to nails, which you have to sort of throw into the wall. The other person has access to a hammer to nail those hammers into the wall, and then you jump onto those nails to sort of progress through the level. It's that sort of thing. One of you might be operating a large gun on a dinghy while the other person steers the dinghy, and it's all about sort of teamwork, and it's upbeat, it's fun. It won Game of the Year at the Game of the Year of 2021. It is probably the best co-op game, I think, of all time.
You know what's
it's
interesting?
So cheerful.
It's in my mind again because in our retro episode from a couple of weeks ago, me and you were talking about it after it won the Game Awards. It's a beautiful game. There was even talk about it being turned into a movie, isn't it? I mean, I know it's a cooperative experience. I'm not too sure how it would work as a film.
But you can only watch one half of it, and your spouse has to watch the other half.
And tell each other about.
Do you agree with that? I loved It Takes Two. I think it's great. So, you on board with that? I know.
Yeah, It Takes Two is a fantastic game. I will say you have to be quite close with whoever you're playing it with, like in relationship wise, because it can cause some arguments. Certain sections of the game can be quite tricky, particularly if you're not very good at like platforming or things like that. There are some really tricky platforming sections that require good communication, shall we say, in order to get through it. But my suggestion, I would say, is the Jackbox party games. Like, they're really cool. If you don't know those, Jackbox party games are like a selection. There's like loads of them. They're like packs of like six various different games. And they range from, I guess, games like Drawful, where you have to kind of draw things and people have to guess, to various other different types of games. And they all they do is require is a mobile phone to play, and which is everybody has, especially at Christmas. Everybody comes around with their phones and stuff, and everyone has a device. So it means that everyone can get included in the game and everyone can play along. And it's because there's such a vast variety of different party games you can play. You can always find one that everyone will enjoy.
Yeah,
so
and there's a low barrier to entry because that's hard, Els. You know, when you're trying to get
games themselves don't cost that much. And I will say, if you don't have, if you can't afford or you don't have any of the platforms that Jackbox is on, you can watch a Twitch streamer over Christmas. There's usually a bunch of people over on Christmas that stream like Jackbox to like really wholesome communities. And the great thing about Jackbox is a lot of the games, they can range from like 8 players up to 100. And so it means you can play along with live on a live stream with someone else, with a whole community of people. So if you're alone for Christmas, because I know some people, they don't really have family in that kind of way at Christmas time. If you want that kind of community feel over Christmas, Jackbox, watching some really cool Twitch streamers play is probably the way to go.
Yeah, I did it on a Twitch stream in lockdown. I played Jackbox on a Twitch stream, and all the viewers were also playing Jackbox as well. And we did one of those games where it basically gives you an answer, and everyone has to figure out what the question is, but everyone has to give funny answers. And everyone had to the aim was try and give the funniest answer you could. And as a professional comedian playing alongside just members of the public, it is the most scared I've ever been of not winning the game.
The pressure is on. You got to get all of them right. Gotta get the funniest answer every time.
Especially if Els is in the crowd, because you know there's a high bar, Els, isn't it, to get you to smirk? Oh, we've made a laugh twice now. Come on, we're winning today. But there's got to be a low barrier to entry, hasn't there, Els? So like both the games we've heard so far, it's quite, you know, I know It Takes Two. Some of the further levels you need to be a bit more dexterous, but basically you're running and jumping. It's quite straightforward. Yeah. Jackbox Party Pack the same. You don't want to be playing anything where it's overly complicated and you're trying to get, you know, Uncle John or, you know, Auntie whatever.
You don't have to explain the controls. A does this, B does that, X does what, Y
so
does that.
In Crusader Kings, these are your vassals, and you want to be...
Yeah. So, yeah, you want to be keeping it simple, right, Els?
Yeah, definitely. There's another game that I was going to recommend, which me and my friends actually play, and it's called Boomerang Foo. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
No, it sounds amazing. Go on.
I know. Have you heard of it? You're looking like
No.
You haven't? Okay, so basically...
Just Googling it now.
I don't know how many the max is. I'm guessing it's 8. It's on the Switch, right? So there's 4 of you, typically, and you're like this little tiny figurine, and then you can pick what's on your head. That's kind of like the only customization you get. And you spawn into different levels. I think there's about 10 levels in each game. And it's very quick, right? So you spawn in with a boomerang in your right hand and you're all in like a square map. You start at different corners. And it's kind of like a board game. I think you're bird's eye view and you just run at each other and have to throw the boomerang to kind of like kill the other person. And it's last man standing. So it gets so competitive.
Whoa.
And then you can get power-ups as you go along, like through the levels. So you can get one where if you throw your boomerang, it splits into 3 directions. So you could technically kill all 3 people at the same time if you need.
It looks really cute and fun. It's like
very cute. Yeah,
like
very,
a Nintendo Battle Royale.
Hey, it's going on my wish list.
It sounds as chaotic as something like Fall Guys, you know, which is also probably another one that's really good for family because you just go, it's pure slapstick. That will have everyone laughing, and it's also really fun and easy to play.
You just need to know one button, which is how to throw the boomerang, and you're fine.
I don't want to be the guy that does the obvious one, but if you have got a Nintendo Switch and you're not playing Mario Kart with your family at Christmas, then in my opinion you're doing it wrong. It's the obvious choice. But we talked about this years ago. There's a game called Overcooked, which I think is only really suitable. I think if you've got family who are a bit more. I think this is suitable if you've got a family who are a bit more games literate, right? If you're trying to bring people on board,
or you want to see them for maybe the last time.
Yeah, if you want to kick off the Christmas arguments, just because if you've not played Overcooked, it's a cooking game. We've got to work together to try and in a kitchen to get stuff ready, and it's top down, made by a couple of British developers. It's really fun, simple to pick up, difficult to master, and communication is key, and it can create all sorts of carnage. So
and terribly stressful. It's a very stressful game.
It is a stressful game. But I think it's fun after a couple of sherries on Boxing Day or whatever. Whip out a bit of Overcooked. Maybe, and they've got a similar game called Moving Out. Same sort of ballpark. Those are good fun games.
I got one as well. Pummel Party. If you like Mario Party, Pummel Party. It's basically Mario Party, but a bit more violent. But it's still very easy to play. Very easy to play. Like mini games only require like 2 buttons and like an analog stick. Or if you're playing on PC, you can play PC as well. But the really cool thing about Pummel Party is it takes the mechanics of Mario Party, where it's like a board game and then you play some mini games. But in terms of betrayal, it ramps it up highly.
I love Betrayal at Christmas.
To the point where it gives you time to debate between each other before someone does something bad. Great. So you can set up little schemes with each other. Like, hey, listen, if I don't touch you, you don't touch me.
Love it.
Pummel Party, that's good. I mean, we just talked about Among Us. There's been a fun, good sort of party game for people to play. But I like the idea as well, sometimes, if you're all together, of actually playing a super tense, super scary, like mystery game together, because that can be quite fun. You know, like me, not especially Christmassy, is it? But you know, if you're playing it, you know, like turn the lights down and you're playing, I don't know, The Last of Us. If you've never played that before, and you're passing the controller between each other every time you die, I think that can be quite fun. In a different, it's not a party vibe, but if you're with friends, that might be. A fun
well, how about Until Dawn then? Because it's a snowy cabin, and you hand the control over for each of the characters that you play, because it's a horror game. There are maybe 8 different characters, from Hayden Panettiere to Rami Malek, and each time someone's in control of a new character, you pass the control over to your nan.
Yeah, might not necessarily think it, but Until Dawn could be the perfect party game. And can I ask a question? Can anybody remember what happened to those PlayStation PlayLink things? Is that still a thing? They had an amazing game I played once where you could play on your phone as long as you had a PlayStation. This was PS4 times. Yeah. And there was one game called Hidden Agenda where one of you was like...
I've got that.
It's amazing. Right, so basically, it's like a cop mystery, but one of you is, and you've all got to try and guess who did it. But one of you is the mole, and you've got to try and guess which one of you playing is the mole. And if there's like up to 6 or 7 of you, that was amazing. Man, can you buy that now? I don't know if you can get it. He's got it. Yeah.
Will it focus?
There we go.
Yeah, just briefly. We do. Yes, yeah, there it is.
That was such a cool game. I really liked that.
I think they only did like a few games though.
I loved that. So look, let us know
with your phone or your tablet.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool. The playing it, but it stopped for some reason. But let us know what your suggestions are, because we should have some time when this episode goes out before Christmas, so we can share your thoughts and stuff on social media to help people out at Christmas when they want to know what to do. But however you want to play at Christmas, it can also be a time to play some nice cozy games. If you're on your own, and getting stuck into Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing or something is a good idea as well. Maybe at Christmas.
Or Astrobot, which is deceivingly cute but very stressful to play at the same time.
Yeah, I know you loved that, didn't you? I mean, you reviewed it a couple of weeks ago. It's great.
I loved Astrobot.
Best game of the year.
Game of the year.
So good.
But also that it's a very Christmassy game, I think. There's something about it. I think because Astro's Playroom came free and loaded already onto the PS5, that it reminded you of, because you had opened up your console that day, it felt like getting a console on Christmas Day. So Astro's Playroom felt like a Christmas Day sort of game. It felt like Astrobot feels like going on holiday. And because there are snowy missions as well, I think there are good snowy solo missions in games as well, which I don't know are quite. Do you guys have a specific game where you're like, I play this game at Christmas?
Yeah,
and it's absolutely. A solo thing.
Yeah, no, I think
Donkey Kong
right.
Country.
Is it?
Why?
Oh, nice.
Just always reminded me of Christmas. Always did.
Last
I think
year
it's
on
it came out at
Christmas
time.
I was playing Lego Fortnite. I honestly have gone back to it recently. But
yeah.
I binge it so much that I complete everything I can do in Lego Fortnite. But there's a snow biome and it's so cozy and you have to keep warm. So every 10 minutes you have to eat a burger. And for some reason that makes me it makes you really cozy because you're like, oh, I'm nice and warm now for another 10 minutes.
Love
so that reminds me of Christmas now.
I think sometimes games that do remind you of a moment in time where you got it, isn't it? And that's especially if you've got something at Christmas. I suppose it changes slightly with digital ownership, but there is something, if you've been given the time, you've got a couple of weeks off work or whatever, and that's the time you can jump into a game or something, you'll always remember it. Yeah. One bit of advice from us here at Press X, if you've got someone a console in your family, or someone in your family's bought a console for a niece, a nephew, or a kid in the family or whatever. One bit of advice, please, from all of us here at Press X: set the console up before Christmas morning.
Set it up.
Set it up early.
Set it up.
set it up early.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Connect the Wi-Fi, download all the updates.
You've got to do that because people don't.
We did an episode in 2020, the day the PS5 came out, and I was telling you guys, I was like, mine's just arrived, and I'm going to be Twitch streaming for the first time this afternoon, and you guys were like, you will not be Twitch streaming this afternoon.
I love the confidence. You came in confident. You're like, I'm going to be doing it after this. It's like, no, you ain't.
Yeah. So,
do you know what trend I've been seeing? And I actually need to do it. And this isn't a brag, but it's going to seem like one. But I got the 30th anniversary edition of the PS5.
Oh, the grey one.
Yeah, it looks so good, Els.
It's in that box. And there's a trend on the socials at the moment because when you initially turn a PS5 on for the first time, a screen comes up that never appears again in its lifetime. So I'm going to film it for like a TikTok or something because obviously it's going to be a big moment. But I didn't realize that happened when you turn the console on for the very first time. And it never comes up again.
The Nintendo Switch did something similar. The first time you turn it on, and then it just has like a switch, like but it just never does it again.
Big moment.
After the first time, it's like nope.
No, thank you very much. Look at something cool. We're taking it away from you. So yeah, make sure you're following Elz on socials if you want to see that. Unless unless you've also got one and you've seen it in the flesh, but you'll get a chance to see what it looks like on Elz's socials. Any games that you like that take place at Christmas? I'm thinking like Metal Gear Solid 2, Mafia 2.
Miles Morales.
Yes, Spider-Man Miles Morales.
A really nice DLC for Lake, the very small game. It's a really nice... I'm assuming it's an indie game, but I played it a couple of years ago, and the entire premise is it's like American Midwest, little village, a bit like Life is Strange. You play a postal worker, and you are just delivering packages to people's homes, and then you have conversations with those people. But they had a Christmas DLC, and no other game has suited the idea of a Christmas DLC sort of more than those.
I need to buy it.
Really, really, really nice idea for what was just a really lovely game where you go, there's no action, you're just driving a lorry and you're just delivering packages to people, but you go, that's a nice sort of slice of life Christmas thing that felt nice. I'm usually just tricked in by like what has a Christmassy vibe, even if it isn't a Christmas game. Like if I'm in The Witcher and I'm in a tavern and there's like a roaring fire, I'm like, well, it's basically Christmas Eve, isn't it?
And is there like a gaming equivalent of Die Hard? You know, there's a big argument as to whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not, and there are people that have adamantly say yes it is, and other people say no it's not. Is there like a games version of that? I can't really think of one. Maybe people at home can listen. If you can think of one, let us know. Press X podcast or Press X pod on the social medias. I can't think of one.
I mean, you could have this argument of Kingdom Hearts because there was a whole Nightmare Before Christmas world, but that only made up like a sixth of the game.
Yeah.
There are games that have Christmas in it, but not as a major part. Like in Persona 5, for instance, like the calendar does go past December at one point. Yeah. Or in my head, Hogwarts Legacy is a Christmas game.
And it's cozy, isn't it?
And it's based purely on cozy. It's purely based on coziness and the fact that at Christmas you might end up talking to some transphobic relatives. So there's that element. But
to be fair, actually, The Sims Seasons pack, so it's an expansion pack of The Sims 4. That's my favourite Sims pack because obviously it focuses on all the events in the calendar, but my favourite is when it just starts snowing outside and then it all piles up. You can go out and make snowmen. If your Sims have children, you can go out and play with them, and then you can decorate the tree together. You have like thermostats so you can keep the house warm and light fires and little things like that.
I wonder how many real life kids have been neglected because their parents are like, shut up, I'm trying to have a snowball fight with my fake children.
That would be me.
Get out!
Will you play Sims at Christmas, Els? Do you like that, or do you? Is it?
So I have to actively avoid playing The Sims, which it sounds weird, but if I start and I get into a good sort of storyline, I neglect everything else in my life. So I just have to actively avoid playing it for that reason, because I'll just like lose 2 weeks of my life.
Yeah,
hey, that's good self-control.
Yeah, well done. Because we were talking about Balatro last week, which is
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, Shay reviewed it last week.
It's such a good game,
isn't it? Just and so that is a game that people are making active decisions not to play as well. So a lot of people feel your pain. Right, we're wrapping up the podcast now by setting something up that we want you to be involved in. People that are listening, what we are doing, we want to create a special Press X to Continue Spotify playlist. Okay, so there's going to be a playlist on there of all our favorite gaming tracks. Can be songs from soundtracks, it can be an old favorite of a retro game of yours, whatever it is. We want you to send your suggestions into us. Some people are already doing that. We've got messages coming in on social media, on TikTok and Instagram already. We want your suggestions. Get in touch. Press X Pod on TikTok, Press X Pod Cast on TikTok, Press X Pod on Insta and Blue Sky. You can suggest stuff in our Discord too, and we're going to create that playlist and then share it with you. So to finish up, Els, what are you putting? What would you want to put on our and I think I know what it's going to be, but what are you going to put on our playlist?
No, you think it's going to be Final Fantasy 7, something from Final Fantasy 7, but I've gone rogue.
Have you?
I have.
Hey, Els, you feeling all right?
I know. I don't know what's in the air. Okay, so I am in a nostalgic phase at the moment of music, and I'm really into sort of late 90s, early noughties rock music, like nu metal. Anyway,
yeah.
So I'm in my Tony Hawk bag, and I'm thinking one of the tracks from a Tony Hawk soundtrack.
Okay.
And when I think of Tony Hawk soundtrack, the main one I think of is Superman by Goldfinger, and off just the title, I wouldn't know the song, but as soon as you hit play, you'll know it. It's the classic. It will just when you hear it play, you'll think about playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay, that's a good shout. And we've had this suggestion in on this was on TikTok. The entire Jet Set Radio soundtrack. Just put that on there, which is not a bad show. And then this suggestion from Christian, who said Icarus from the Deus Ex Human Revolution game is criminally underrated. So loads of the Extraction music from Helldivers 2. Is another shout. I mean, we were just I don't want to use
for the gym.
I don't want to use the word vibing, but we were vibing to my shout at the start of this record, which is the theme tune to Streets of Rage, the original from the 90s, which is, and we're going to hear a little bit of it now in the background, an absolute stone cold banger. So I'd have a bit of this one in there. I mean, just listen to it. It's a thing of beauty. Einel, what are you saying just before we finish up the pod?
You know what? I was leaving like a Final Fantasy for Els, but she didn't want to take it
away.
No. You know what? No, I'll leave it for the next time you come because I know
there's plenty of time. But we're gonna build on this. We're gonna build on this.
Yeah. I'll leave it for the next time you come. I'm gonna go obscure with this one. I love me when games embrace kind of genres that you don't really hear too much within video games. So I'm gonna go for Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. Got some wicked liquid drum and bass tracks in there, particularly the tutorial and some of the earlier levels. Go have a listen.
Okay, nice. And then Glenn, what are you saying to finish this up?
Do you know what? Only because we mentioned the game a few minutes ago, I'm going to go with The Witcher 3. Now, none of like the battle themes or anything like that. Just the nice, relaxed, whenever you go to a new island, whenever you go to a new village, all those individual villages, their own little soundtracks. Really, really, really nice stuff. Very like Lord of the Rings-esque. Very nerdy, but very nice.
Well, lovely. If you just want to have a little chill, you'll start off by doing some head banging to Elz's choice, and then you can chill and vibe to some Witcher 3 soundtrack. It's gonna be very versatile, Els. That's the right
some
word.
Liquid drum and bass.
Yeah, and some liquid drum and bass are in there, and the sickest drop ever in that Streets of Rage track, which I have been listening to over and over again. So look, send us your suggestions. We're going to create this Spotify playlist, and we'll whack all of yours in there to create the ultimate gaming playlist there on Spotify. Well, look, that is it for this episode of Press X to Continue. Don't forget to get involved, like I've been banging on about. Message us on Press X Podcast or Press X Pod on TikTok, Instagram and Blue Sky. And if you comment on one of our posts, we're going to send you a link to the brand new Press X Discord as well. Get in there. There's a lovely community I know we've got going on there. People
it's so good.
Chatting,
and you know what? One of the things I really like is people are coming in there, introducing themselves and talking about like the type of gameplays that they are. And we got like a vast variety of lots of different types of people. Some people like Steffan, they've got children, so they only have a few hours, and so they like to play certain types of game. Other people, they're deep into the RPGs. But there's a plethora of loads of different types of like gamers in there, so it's nice. Feel free, jump in.
Yeah, get involved, and we'll have another retro episode of Press X coming for you on Thursday. All of our back catalogue is going up on these new podcast platforms for the first time. We're going to be back next Tuesday then for some more fun. Have a lovely Christmas. So Els, you'll be busy. You'll be busy at Christmas trying to get your family playing with you, or do you not bother?
I'm more of a solo gamer at Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Is my sister's a very solo gamer as well, so we kind of just split off. We'll sit in the same room but play a different game.
Very nice. I love it. Yes.
Nice.
The
Cozy.
spirit of Christmas. Lovely. Glenn, what about you? Will you play a lot over Christmas?
Yeah, I think just try and get those last few games finished. And also, because we were talking about certain games reminding you of Christmas days you've had in the past of like opening up a console, opening up a game. One of my favourite games I ever received on Christmas Day years ago was Soul Reaver Legacy of Kain. And the re-release has come out in December. So it's just, it's a remastered version, and I'm very, very much looking forward to playing that.
Very nice. Lovely bit of nostalgia for you there, Christmas. Well, listen, thanks for being with us today. It's been lovely to catch up. Have a great Christmas from all of us here, and we'll see you all very soon.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.